One of the reasons why people choose Mozio to book their ground transportation is the different type of vehicles they can book, all in our one page. The first search we have is a standard airport to hotel search, and we have chosen JFK to the New York Palace. We can also see what date and pickup time and the number of passengers that we've selected for this ride. And once I've clicked on the search button, it's showing me now the different types of vehicles that are available for this route. So I can see that I have a sedan vehicle. If I scroll down, I can see that there are private vans available for this ride, SUVs, private buses, and even limousines. Something that I need to take into account is not only the type of vehicle that I want to use, but also the amount of people that will be traveling and how much luggage they're bringing. To that effect, Mozio has an icon here that shows you the maximum amount of passengers and the maximum amount of luggage that fits that specific vehicle. At the end of the day, it is not how much luggage you want to bring on how much luggage we want you to bring. It is how much luggage actually fits in the trunk of the vehicle. Anything that needs to be stowed away, it's considered luggage. So carry-on suitcases that are a little bigger will be considered luggage and will need to be stowed away in the trunk of the car. Every one of our services comes with included waiting time. In each case, you'll be shown the included waiting time right under the result here. This will help you in case you're wondering which result to pick, so that you choose the one that allows you for more or less flexibility depending on your needs. We show you the approximate ride time. Of course, we cannot take into account, or we're not able to take into account, traffic or weather conditions that may make your ride either short or longer. Um, we also show you the price, that is the full price for the amount of passengers that you've selected. If you've clicked on round trip, that is also the price for both the arrival reservation and the return reservation. We know that your feedback is valuable, so after customers give us feedback on our providers, we log that feedback into our system and we make this rating system, which allows you to select your provider for the local ride according to the quality that they've given to other customers. All taxes and fees are included in the price that we show you, and the majority of our reservations include online cancellation, which means you can cancel your ride up to a certain period of time before your ride scheduled pickup time and get a full refund. There are some other features or amenities that you can take into account. For example, COVID Prepared, which we launched after the COVID pandemic. This is basically extra measures of health and safety that our drivers take after each ride. Baby seats, for example, if you're traveling with a child, you may need a child seat and you don't want to bring your own. So some of our providers offer it as an add-on to your reservation. Meet and greet service, which basically means the driver waiting for you at the arrivals hall with a sign with your name on it so that it's easier to find the person who's going to take you to your hotel. And that's that. We also have some providers who have ride tracking included with the reservation or that have different specifications, particularly if you're traveling abroad or to a country that's where the main language is not English, you may see English speaking driver as an option for that ride. In any case, for New York, we have this as the main options to be booked. Let's take a look at some other different options that we may find at Mozio. For example, if we're going to London and we're landing at Stansted Airport, we have two options here, which are not common options. These are express buses and trains. The main difference between a private service and an express shared service is that express shared services like buses and trains, they don't drop you off at your hotel, they don't drop you off at your selected destination, but at a specified, at a predetermined drop-off location that is close to your hotel. So the advantage of the services are is that first off, they're budget services, so you pay much less. If you're in a budget, you may want to choose one of these options. But also, for example, with trains, there's no traffic. So you know that it will probably not take longer than 47 minutes unless there are some delays. And that makes it much faster for you to get to your destination. Once you, as you can see as well, it shows you where at the airport you'll need to pick your transportation method. If it's a bus, for example, it's at the coach station at London Stansted Airport. If it's the Stansted Express, the express train, it's at the Stansted sorry, at the Stansted Airport train station, right? So in the case of the train, it drops you off at London Liverpool Street train station, and from there to the hotel that you've selected is 4.93 miles, which you can do by subway or you can take a taxi once you get to the train station in London. In the case of the National Express, it drops you off at Victoria Coach Station, which is about almost 2 miles away from the hotel where you're going to. Of course, we still have the standard door-to-door services like the private vans, SUVs, sedans, and private bus. Another difference to be taken into account is that express and budget services are usually non-refundable and non-modifiable. So that's why the online cancellation green check mark is not shown here. If we go to other locations, like for example, Cancun, we have shared ride vans. These are also shared services, but with the difference that in this case, it is door to door. So for this particular service, you're not dropped off at a predetermined drop-off point, you're dropped off at the hotel. They're also budget options, so they're not as expensive as a private option and may make sense for your travel needs. Last but not least, we have locations where a body of water needs to be crossed, like for example, Venice. Venice is a special case because you find water taxis, right? So you get picked up at the airport arrival hall and taken to the airport's Navy port, and from there, a water taxi takes you to your hotel. However, as you may see, in cities like Venice, we also have the standard or the normal types of vehicles. And you may think, how do they do in order to get the passenger if the hotel is not accessible by car? So in these cases, the majority of the ride will be provided in the selected vehicle, so in a sedan or in a private van, in an SUV, and the passenger will be dropped off at a port where they will be able to board either a water taxi, a ferry, a different mean of transportation in order to cross the body of water or to reach their hotel, which is accessible only by water.